What's up, everyone? Um, I wanted to make this video yesterday because that's when the article came out, but I had work and I was tired, so I was just like, fuck it. But I didn't want to make this like a video that I'd have to edit the shit out of, so you're gonna have to do some research. Uh, so as long as you're not a lazy sack of shit, you should be fine with that. But basically, um, I saw something yesterday while I was at work. I have a bullshit job, so I can basically like do whatever. Um, I saw something yesterday while I was at work that kind of piqued my interest about Kingdom Hearts. So for those of you who don't know, I am a pretty big fan of Kingdom Hearts. It's pretty embarrassing for me to admit, but it's the truth. And I was looking up at work yesterday because uh, Kingdom Hearts 3 had showed up at E3, I think 2 days ago now, something like that. And GameSpot released an article yesterday, which is basically a full well, not necessarily like the full details of an interview, but basically like the summarized version of an interview with Tetsuya Nomura, who's the game's director. And um I saw something that really like kind of uh piqued my interest. In the interview it says what does it say? That all the Keyblade transformations that we saw at the trailer in E3, um supposedly you can unlock those after you complete a world and do all the missions and stuff like that. And something I noticed, specifically for the pirate ship one, they said that each transformation is specific to each world. So I'm wondering now, for the pirate ship, does that mean that Pirates of the Caribbean is going to be included in Kingdom Hearts 3 too? Now, there's a second reason that I think this actually. In the interview, it also states that Nomura is going to be introducing, I think, Shadow of, like, something like along the lines of a Shadow of the Colossus style boss fights. And for those of you who've never played Shadow of the Colossus, bleh, excuse me. For those of you who have never played Shadow of the Colossus, it's basically Colossus, it's a giant monster, more or less. And he showed some of that when Sora was facing off against God damn it, I can't speak today. The Rock Titan in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the trailer that we saw at E3. So I'm wondering, in that regard, Pirates of the Caribbean would fit in perfectly because A, they've already been there, them being Sora, Donald, and Goofy. B, um, Sora gets a pirate ship at the as we can see in the E3 trailers and in the other trailers as well. And C, if what Nomura said is correct and they're gonna have Shadow of the Colossus style boss fights, well, this is a bit of a spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Pirates of the Caribbean, the second movie. So just keep that in mind. Just mute, I guess, or something. I don't know, but like if you want to be spoiled, I don't. The point is, at the end of the movie, Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest, Jack faces off against a giant kraken, which is basically a giant squid monster. For those who are, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's basically a giant squid monster, and if that's the case, um, it would fit in perfectly with what Nomura has said about Kingdom Hearts 3, which is that we're going to have Shadow of the Colossus style boss fights, as seen with Rock Titan, and the fact that Sora has a pirate ship, which could be based off of a Black Pearl, which is Jack's ship in the movie, and also they've been there before, so it'll be like a returning world. So it's not going to be like something that Disney and Square have to be, particularly picky about, you know, license issues and stuff like that, and copyright issues and shit like that. So honestly, I think it's a strong possibility that we're going to see Pirates of the Caribbean, at least the second one, Dead Man's Chest. Also, another thing that would make it good, Pirates of the Caribbean 2, it's not like we're revisiting the same worlds, because that's another thing that I've noticed. if we're going to returning worlds, besides I think other than Olympus Coliseum and Agrabah, if you go to a returning world, you usually wind up going to some new places. And I mean, even in Agrabah and Olympus Coliseum, in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you go to new locations in both of them. And even in Birth by Sleep, when you go to Olympus Coliseum and Birth by Sleep, you go to a brand new place. You still go to returning places too, but they still introduce new places. So if they're gonna have that return as a world, it would be perfect because Pirates of the Caribbean 2 essentially has all new terrain for Sora and the gang to like cover. So I don't know. This is just what I think. But I'm personally thinking that we can expect to see Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and in Kingdom Hearts 3 as a world. So yeah.